and lighter. So if you start out with yellow for your tint scale, it could be tricky to pull out 7 separate tints because all of a sudden your light yellow could start looking similar in your tint scale. Keep adding white to it. It gets really close to white pretty quickly if you're not careful. So yellow is a hard color to pick for your tint scale. You could mix your own color and do a tint scale with orange, or a tint scale with green, or a tint scale with violet. That's okay. Or you could use a color straight out of the bottle. So if you choose to do that, like I'll do blue. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add, let's see if we can get this a little bit nicer in the light. I'm going to add, that's not even in it now. I'll get better at this, I promise. All right, maybe 3 or 4 scoops of blue into our little spot there. And I'm going to start out with pure color. And let's say my tint scale is going to go in the river. So I'm going to start out with pure blue, no white added yet. And you need to mix a lot of this color. So you can start out with a lot of blue in your little dish. And I'm going to add a little bit of white and mix it all together. And you're going to see pretty quickly there is a shift in hue. Right now it's becoming a tint. It's not a huge jump, not a huge change, but it's a subtle one. For my next step in the tint scale, I'm going to add another scoop of white. So as you can see, it's easy to make a tint scale with a darker hue, like blue. It's getting lighter and lighter still. I'm going to add another big scoop of white. And I just need to make sure that each step looks unique from the one before it. And if you're ever not sure if it looks unique enough, you can definitely make more than 7. Now what I'm going to start to do is I'm going to start to pull out white on the side and mix these colors separately so I can make a dramatic impact a bit more quickly. So I'm starting out with white and I'm adding my tint of blue to that white now. Did you see how I did that? Rather than adding a little bit of white to my big pile of blue tint, I pulled a little bit of that blue tint out and added white to it. I'm going to do that again. I've got some tint and I'm mixing it to a lot of white. Down the river. So now I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more. I'm going to just use the tint that's in my brush. And again, I'm going to add a big scoop of white to it. So this can be as close to white as you can get if you need to. It might just look slightly bluish. And this can be the remainder of my river. Now I have 7 tints. So I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And in the light, I'm going to take one more peek at this to make sure that they're clear enough. I know it's kind of hard to see really clearly with the lights off, but your tint scale is something that you're going to be able to do quickly. You're probably going to be able to paint other things after you get your tint scale done. If you're covering a large space with your tint scale, like the whole background, start out with a bit more paint, right? You're going to be mixing more quantity of every color to make sure you don't run out. If you run out, it could be frustrating because you have to try to color match that tint starting fresh, right? If you use up your paint and you still have more space you need to fill in, it could be a little tricky. You might find yourself in that position. It's not impossible to remix a tint, but it's just a little tricky. So today we're working on our tint scale. I will replay our color wheel video. I filmed myself making a color wheel earlier today, and I'll just have that playing in the background. If anyone wants to just glance up, take a peek to get a refresher, because I know some of you might be doing that for the first time today, please feel free to do so.